morning. Well, it's not morning for you guys, probably if you're watching this later, but it is for me. And I just got off of my live on my other channel, Claudia K Vintage. And I am deviating from my history because I wanted to talk about how I'm feeling right now. And disclaimers, nothing I ever say is medical advice. It's my story. There's always two sides to every story, so this is just my perception of it. And not that I think I'll be talking about it today, but sometimes I leave out details to not hurt people. I can't go into depth about like some of the trauma that I have experienced in the past because I don't want to hurt innocent people that it might affect. So all of that aside, let's talk about how I feel. In 25 years now, January and February have always been my worst months. Pain-wise, energy-wise, brain fog. And even before I got fibromyalgia, I suffered from seasonal affective disorder. Although way back then, I didn't know what that was. I just knew I didn't function well in January and February. I just dragged myself through the months and hoped that they ended quickly. And, I worked retail for a good portion of that time. And so there was a lot of, you had inventory at the beginning of January, and then January and February in retail are traditionally very slow months. So even if I was only half functioning, I was still okay. Didn't give my best at my jobs, but I gave what I could. But then to add pain on top of it, and then brain fog. And so I still have seasonal affective disorder, and then more pain at this time of year than any other time. Like, it's just, I don't function well. I've had bills that the brain fog is so bad that I cannot keep track of what day it is, let alone the date. So all weekend up until today, I kept having to check the day. And as soon as I looked at it and registered, like today is Wednesday, it immediately leaves my brain, and then I don't know what day it is again. And it's so frustrating when you consider yourself a fairly intelligent person to not even be able to hang on to this piece of information for longer than it took you the time to look at it. It's frustrating. I also completely lose track of where we are in the month. So I had no idea that my insurance, which I set up to automatically come out of because I never wanted to not have, to lose my car insurance simply because I forgot to pay it. So it comes out automatically, and I didn't even know that it was supposed to come out on Monday. Like, I did not realize we were this late into the month. Now, thankfully, I had enough money in there, but that could have been very scary that I didn't even have enough money in there because I lost track of where we are in the month. And like I said, it doesn't matter how many times I look at the calendar or I look at my phone, which, prominently displays the date and time right there on the front of my phone. My brain will not hang on to that information. It just will not. It's just, I look at it and it's gone. I look at it again, it's gone. I look at it again, it's gone. It's so, it makes me want to cry because it's so frustrating. I semi-successfully ran a business for 10 years, dealing with this every January and February. And my goal when I started the massage business and worked for myself was to be able to take the entire month of February off, because I am even worse in February than I am in January. I never got there money-wise where I could do that. So I just always continued to muddle my way through. But ideally, I would be financially in a situation where I could just take January off or February off. Because February is the worst month for this. I've just never been able to do that. So that's another thing that's super upsetting, is that I know I'm going to get worse next month. And it's not negative thinking, it's realistic thinking because of 25 years of experience. So it's upsetting. And then pain-wise, oh my goodness. I don't even know where to start. So I'll just start like at my toes, and I will work my way up, and I will tell you how everything is feeling at this moment right now. So my feet, as I step, feel like I'm walking on knives, as if knives are pointing upwards and I'm walking across a field of knives. And they occasionally go numb, which means I trip over my own feet. And I'm already at fall risk because of my hip. But when your feet go numb, it makes it worse. So then you add on AC conditions outside, and then it becomes scary to even leave the house this time of year. So we've been lucky so far. We did not have snow this January up until the weekend, and then again today. But I'm very, very careful when I leave the house this time of year. And I'm very fortunate that my dad has been driving me around, so I haven't had to do any driving when my brain is this fogged. I also will double and triple check everything as I'm packing it up, and as I'm invoicing and as I'm shipping. But I will go back, in March or April, I'll look up some records and realize some stupid thing that I did that I didn't even realize. So it screws up my tax record. Like, it affects everything, and you don't think about, you're like, oh, you can't think straight, Dave. No, it is so much more than not being able to think straight. It affects so much. It screws up your tax records. It screws up your credit because you forget to pay the electric bill, and it can screw up, the health of the people you're living with because you've forgotten to get groceries, or you forgot to pay the electric bill. Now they've shut the electric bill off in the middle of winter and you have no heat. And so anyway, I went back to the brain fog. Sorry. So pain wise. So then legs, my left leg, because of that hip, I don't know what's going on with it, but that hip that's been nasty for a little more than a year now, is causing sciatic pain. So now I've got throbbing, shooting, stabbing sciatic pain going down from my hip all the way down to my ankle on that side. And I've also still got a torn meniscus in my left knee. So both between the hip giving out and then the knee giving out, and then my feet being numb, total fall risk. And when you have fibromyalgia, you don't want to damage your body more, because every damage that you do to your body takes 10 times longer than normal people to heal, if it ever heals at all. So if I break a wrist, I'm gonna have wrist pain for the rest of my life, or I'm gonna have wrist pain for the next 2 years. So you have to be so careful. And then if you just feel like you can't enjoy life or take any kind of risks. Fibromyalgia has robbed me of so much of the fun things that I used to do, but also so much now of just the basic things you have to do to be human and get through life. In the beginning, it took away things like, oh, I can't go bowling anymore. Oh, I can't go horseback riding anymore. Oh, I can't go hiking anymore. Oh, I can't go dancing anymore, because I used to go dancing so often. And now it's like, oh, I can't walk up the stairs anymore to get a fresh cup of coffee because something's going to give out and I'm going to fall down the stairs. So, after having it for 25 years, in the beginning, you adjusted your life and cut out the fun stuff so you could do the necessary stuff. And now I'm at the point where I can't do the necessary stuff anymore. that's frustrating. The right leg is just achy, but I don't have a stabbing pain that I've got going down the left leg right now. And then you get into hips and low back. Oh my goodness, the pain in my low back right now. And I truly believe that there are things that are wrong with my back that a person without fibromyalgia would have already had treatment for or even surgery for. But because I have fibromyalgia, doctors just lump everything under fibromyalgia pain, and that's it. Insurance doesn't want to cover anything else, so I don't get other testing done. So when there are things wrong, I don't get believed. So my low back hurts nonstop now. There's no relief from the low back pain. There's a clicking in my low back that's painful. So something's going on with the vertebrae in my low back. And then you get to mid back, and I just got burning pain in my mid back. I have no idea why. Burning pain in my mid back. And I've also got today, I've got pain in my kidney, pain in my liver area, and pain in my gallbladder area. I don't know why. That all hurts. And then I always have neck pain, and I always have pain in between my shoulder blades ever since the neck injury 26 years ago. So that all hurts. I can turn my neck to here today. Let's see on this side. Oh, no. That's all I got on this side. So, limited range of motion always. I always feel like my head is tilted to one side. And I don't know if it actually is, or I don't know. I'm always moving my phone camera because I'm not even, but I think my head just tilts to one side. So, I've got all of that pain, and then I've got pain in my arms, soreness in my arms, but I woke up with both of my hands numb and then tingling, and they feel swollen. I don't know if they particularly are swollen, but it's making it hard to grasp and hold on to things. It's painful to hold my coffee cup. And then I had the headache yesterday's 90% gone, but it just felt like somebody was crushing my whole face in a vice. So most of that's gone today. I think maybe it was the weather change since that storm started last night. But my eyes hurt. They ache. And I don't know if my prescription's 2 years old. So I don't know if my prescription needs to be adjusted on my glasses. These are the graduated lenses, and I'm supposed to be able to read out of the bottom, but I can't. So then I take my glasses off to read, and then I get a headache either way. So, but my eyes just always hurt. And that's something that's been going on the last couple of years, maybe even 3-4 years. And the last time I went in 2 years ago and got new glasses, it's almost 3 years now because it was in 2020, mid-2020. I switched from just the Walmart Vision Center to an actual eye doctor, the ones that do the surgeries and everything, because I knew something more was going on, and just my regular old prescription wasn't cutting it anymore. I was having problems seeing when I was driving. My eyes weren't, the focus wasn't adjusting when I looked from far to near. So the glasses did help with that, especially with the driving part, but I don't know, the eye pain's not gone away. So I've had that going on for a couple of years now. And my ears hurt wearing earrings. I had in earrings for my live this morning, and I'm just gonna take them out. So just everything hurt. That burning across my mid back though is really, really painful. So that's what I've got going on today. which is all super depressing and awful. And it like, it makes it so hard to function. There are things I want to do and everything's just a mess. And if at some point, maybe I will show you guys the mess that everything is. But all that I'm able to get done in a week is the cat box scooped twice a week. My laundry done. I do that on Wednesdays. That's today. It will take me all day, even though it's like 3 or 4 loads of laundry, because I will keep forgetting that it's in. It will be so exhausting to fold the load that after each load, I've got to lay down and rest. So it's just an all-day process. And today, I switch out my sheets every 2 weeks. And today is the day to do that. And I don't know if I can. But I hate not having nice, clean sheets. But it takes... By the time I'm done switching out the sheets on my bed, my back is spasming so bad. And this is with icy hot patches on. I've already got icy hot patches on my glutes so that the hip and the low back pain gets some relief. But that's the last thing I can do in the day. Once the bed is made, there's no more doing of anything. Nothing else gets done. So I'm not currently able to do my dishes. My mom is doing my dishes for me, which isn't right because she's in her 70s and she shouldn't have to be doing that. Sweeping, dusting, that's not, none of that's getting done. Like there are still Christmas presents I got just stacked over there because I cannot even think about where to put them, let alone have the energy to put them away. I stopped getting videos up on this channel because my brain wasn't working well enough to do it. There's no social life in January and February. Not that I have much of a social life anyway. I have a couple of friends who invite me to dinner about once a month, although I don't think that's going to work out, in January or February. But about once a month, they get me out of the house and invite me over for dinner. I've been able to have them over here once, but that was at the end of summer. And I just did dessert. We did dessert, ice cream sundaes, so I didn't have to cook anything. But I haven't dated in this year. It'll be 6 years. 6 years since I've dated because there's, multiple reasons, but one of them is why put this on someone else? Also, very, very hard to find a quality person to date anyway. But I can't, even pre-COVID, I hadn't been to the movies in years. The last movie I may have seen was Avatar in the theater. Because it hurts to sit that long. And that's the other thing. I cannot stand for more than 45 minutes at a time. I've timed it like doing dishes, tasks like that. That's the longest I can stand. But the temperature dysregulation is so bad when I do something like that, that after I've done my dishes, then I'm so sick from overheating that I have to sit for just as long as I was standing to do the dishes to recover, because I feel like I'm going to throw up. I get so hot. So temperature dysregulation is just completely wacko right now. I am super, super hot in the mornings. I don't know that it's necessarily hot flashes because it's like all morning, no matter what my activity level is, I am super, super overheated. And then later on in the late afternoon, I'm so freezing cold that I'm walking around here bundled up in multiple layers. That's not normal either. I can't sit longer than 2 hours. It hurts too bad to sit longer than 2 hours. Things start to cramp up. When I go to stand, I can't even stand because then my back is like, I don't even know how to explain that. So, yeah. I'm at the point now where I'm basically stuck at home, except for the once a week Dad has been running me around to pick up supplies and to go to just a couple of places to source. And I know that somebody in the comments is going to say, why haven't you applied for disability? There are multiple reasons why I've not applied for disability. I can go into those in a different video. But I don't have the medical history because I stepped back from doctors because of the medical trauma I had experienced. So, I don't know. And like I warned you guys, this was not going to be my usual happy content from my other channel. This is reality. This is my reality. Every moment is pain, especially this time of year. And I have lost so much of my ability to function and be able to do anything. So with not being able to stand or sit for any length of time, I can't even lay down. I wake up already in so much pain with parts of my body spasming or parts of my body numb that I can't continue to lay there. So I've never been one of the chronically ill people who could even stay in bed because it hurts to lay there. I have to move around. So I will. And if I sit in the same chair for too long, like my rocking chair is my favorite chair. It's my comfiest chair. But if I sit there too long, then it starts to hurt wherever the pressure points of my body are. So I have to switch from that chair to the barrel chair and sit in the barrel chair for a while. Or I have to go upstairs and sit on my mom's couch for a while. I can't stay seated in any one position either, if that makes sense. So anyway, I just thought, I know there are other people out there that are suffering because of this time of year. So I see you. I am suffering with you, and you know, it is what it is. Every year we survive, we get through it, but it's frustrating. It's frustrating to not be able to function even at the level that I function the rest of the year, which is not that 45-minute standing and 2-hour sitting thing. That's without it being January, February. That is the physical limitation I am at now. That's just the only reason, like in the summer, that I can do garage sailing is because I'll have my niece with me, my dad with me. I have someone else that is driving me, so I can get up and walk for a couple of minutes around a garage sale, sit back in the car and rest. They drive to the next one, and then I can get up and walk around, and then I can sit. But also, I always have to plan the next day to be a rest day if I do that. So it's also frustrating to know that you can't support yourself anymore. And I can't. And I haven't been for the last couple of years. And I haven't talked about it yet, but the reason that I had to quit massaging was because I fell during a massage. And I caught myself on the edge of the table, so I didn't land on the girl that I was massaging, but it was a minor, so her mom was in the room. And she watched it, and she didn't say anything as I finished out the massage, but afterwards. And she'd been a client for years. So we had a really good relationship. And so she sat me down afterwards and said, "You almost fell, didn't you?" And yeah. So that was the end of my massage career because I couldn't risk it anymore. Sorry. This has robbed me of something I loved so much. Because I was a massage therapist full-time for 10 years. All right, sorry guys. I hope that whatever you are going through today, you know that you are not alone.